Back here with Bill Reiter. You saw the game. We watched it together.
We did.
What a fun treat. What are your thoughts on the Utah Jazz? Is this a team that can really win it all, even though they are the 1 seed?
I know there's a notion out there that maybe they weren't because Memphis pushed them, but as you watch this game, a team that knows how to close, you mentioned Rudy Gobert, Defensive Player of the Year to be, absolute force. Donovan Mitchell's back to his old ways, and Mike Conley feels like an important addition to the team. Even though he was here last year, this is the Mike Conley that they expected. So I think it's a similar boost to, say, Drew Holiday in Milwaukee or Chris Paul when he's healthy. With the Suns, yeah, they've got a great coach. They've got the best defensive player in the NBA. They've got a couple closers. Jordan Clarkson's the sixth man of the year. I think they're in the cream of the crop in the NBA.
Is it a how goes Donovan Mitchell, so goes Utah? He missed the first game. They lost it. They've won 3 in a row with him in the lineup.
I think that it's a huge part of what makes them great. Now, to be fair, when Mitchell was out at the end of the regular season, they played pretty well. But your best player has to be healthy and be one of the best players on the floor to win an NBA championship. So you're right. When Donovan Mitchell is right, when he's playing minutes, when he brings that offensive output, yes, that takes them from a really good team to, I think, one of the best teams and one of the legitimate contenders in the NBA. He's
averaging 27.4 points per game in the postseason and all postseason. That's the best in Utah Jazz history. You know, this guy named Karl Malone that's
pretty good
points there as well. All right, let's talk about Memphis for just a second. Any way back into this series for them?
I don't think so. This felt like the game you had to win. You noted that they cut it down to a possession at the end, and it felt like there was some momentum. They just couldn't claim it. Ja Morant finally looked like what he is, a really talented young guy who's got to have some difficult learning curve moments in the postseason. Didn't shoot well, particularly from the three-point line. No, I think the series is over for Memphis. What they build on from here is just try to continue to fight and take all these experiences to the years ahead, where I think a young core pretty promising for this organization a year, 2, 3 years from now.
Let's assume you're correct and the series basically is over and Utah wins. They will either play Dallas or the Clippers next. That series is tied at 2, Game 5 on Wednesday. Who would they rather play?
It's a hard question because the Clippers obviously intentionally played the Mavericks, and if Luka Doncic stays healthy, I think the Mavs have controlled that series. And there's so many question marks, Todd, about the Clippers. Doc Rivers is a guy, when he was there, it didn't work. Now they've got Ty Lue. It still hasn't worked at times. They've tied the series. They've looked inconsistent. Kawhi Leonard's pretty amazing. Paul George has a ton of upside. They've got some depth. I think you want to play Dallas and hope that Luka's not 100%, or he just can't dominate all 4 games that obviously Dallas would need to win to beat you if you're the Jazz.
Once again, the Utah Jazz take Game 4 and now lead the series against Memphis, 3-1. Bill Reiter with us. Thanks, my friend. Tuesday's NBA playoff slate is as follows. The Celtics trying to stay alive at the Nets, who are 12.5-point favorites. The Trailblazers and Nuggets, that series tied at 2, 9 o'clock Eastern time, the tip for that one. And then the nightcap, the Lakers and the Suns. This series is turning into a pretty darn good one. Series tied at 2. The Suns, a -5.5 road or home favorite.
Want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis. No yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.